morning, everybody. As you can see, I screwed up as usual. Expand video. Oh dear. There we are. As you can see, it's been a day. I'm hoping that Andrea comes in. She has been invited as a co-host. We'll see what happens. This is our test case. If not, then we will do something else as far as maybe I'll call her. Write your comments. Tell me what's going on. I may wind up having to call Andrea if she can't get in, but that's okay. I call this Friday updates. It's been a morning trying to get things set up and get this going. So much is going on now at Midnight Publishing. We are getting books out left and right. Andrea has sent me 2 short stories that I am going to be putting out. There's so much going on, ladies and gentlemen. It's not even funny. Brandon Chapman has signed in. You know what I may have to do if Andrea can't get in on here? I may just have to call her and let her do it via audio. I mean, there's more than one way to skin this cat with this bunch of folks. We know how to do this. Glenn Stripling is joining. How exciting is all of this? Let me just call her and we'll just do her via video, because I'm not sure that we're gonna get her any other way. There she is.
Hi, you.
Hi. Were you able to get on?
Uh-uh.
Okay, well that's fine, because you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do you here as audio. Everybody say hi to Andrea.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
And we will just do it this way, and then we may set up a YouTube.
Oh, that'll be just fine. I just subscribed to you on YouTube. I thought I already had, and I hadn't, so I fixed that.
Okay. So now we have 2 people in the room. We have Brandon Chapman and Glenn Stripling. I think you remember Glenn. He has been one of our group for many, many, many years. So what I want to know is, what have you been doing forever and a day since you decided you weren't going to write anymore, and then I talked you back into it?
Well, 12 years ago, I got burned out. Con after con after con. They started getting more and more difficult. It appeared that you and I were, how do I put this? We were products of our own success. We helped launch self-publishing, if you remember.
We did. We did indeed.
And for my case, it turned out to be my downfall.
Why?
Because Amazon Kindle came out.
Yeah.
And everyone who had a nightmare could put out a book.
Yeah.
And say they were an author.
Yeah.
More and more people started doing it.
Yeah.
The cons got harder and harder to make sales. I had to work triple time.
I know the feeling.
And it got to be too much.
Mm.
And I said, you know what? I've created an empire here, for better or for worse, or helped create an empire. I certainly didn't do it alone. There were other authors besides me who were self-published, so I certainly don't want it to sound like that. But I thought, this might be a good time to bow out and let the creature that I helped nourish see what will happen. And for 12 years, I got involved in other projects. I started helping the homeless. I became a yoga instructor. I did all the hippie things that I had never done before. And I tried to creep back into writing around 2020, and I was like, nah, not ready. I put out a couple of things. I was like, nah. And then around 2023, I was like, I'm bored. Time to get back into it.
Yep.
And oh my gosh, I think I could run for political office easier than what it's been trying to get back into this game. Things are so different. They are completely different. Gone are the banner exchanges, which I used to get thousands of hits on a day. Those aren't around anymore. Gone are the legitimate agents. Now it's, oh, well, if you buy so many pieces of our clothing line or our jewelry line, after we send you a piece or two for free, we'll consider you an ambassador. And I'm like, when did that become how ambassadors work? I was an ambassador back in the day. That's not how that works. People send you their stuff for free, and you wear it, and you promote it, and you tag them. That's how it works. Now it's the same way with everything else. Oh, it's $150 a month, and we'll give you 5,000 impressions on Instagram and 150,000 impressions on TikTok. And it's like, wait a minute. That's not how that works either.
Nope, it is not. But then again, after we became established, and ladies and gentlemen, in the beginning, we were hated. Nobody wanted to read any independent. They didn't want to read independent authors. They said that we weren't really authors.
We were talentless, or a major publisher would have picked us up.
Exactly. Well,
exact words I was told.
So what makes this also sad is what those less informed people did not understand is the big six have all these agents that read their books, and they have had piles and piles before internet, had piles and piles and piles of manuscripts. Now they have piles and piles and piles of emails. And sadly, not everyone that sends into the big six gets published. What they also don't understand, and Andrew can tell you, what they don't also understand is when you become one of the big six, you lose all of your individuality. You have to write what they tell you to write. You don't have any control of marketing, cover, or the context of the book. Their editors can go in and completely rewrite the book, which they have been known to do.
And if you don't like it, they can cut your contract and say sayonara.
Exactly. If you go and read some of the more well-known big six authors, and I've been reading since I was 5 years old, it's the same plot, different town, different characters, same basic cover. The plot line never changes. And when you do a series, it never changes. After a while, those books get boring. Andrea and I don't write boring books. Far from it.
Not.
We, in our group, didn't write boring books because we used our imaginations. We stretched ourselves way beyond what most folks said we could, would, or were capable of. And we still do. This is why I
we did it unapologetically. That was what got us so hated. We did not apologize for what we did.
No, we did not. And
I remember there was a whole hate thread on a very famous author's forum. A hate thread started about me on the forum by someone who had never read any of my books. Just said, this author thinks she's all great and everything. Admittedly, I've never read any of her books, but she sucks, so let's all hate her.
Yeah, I got one of those as a review, and this particular person said that I threatened their life.
I remember that. What a joke.
Never even met the woman. Never even met the one. But again, we are very unapologetic for what we do. When my publisher died unexpectedly, which I thought was rude of her, I had some friends that I had sent to her. And one of them was not published yet. And they said, Yvonne, what are we going to do? We'll never get published again. And I'm thinking, you know what, Yvonne, you've been in this game 20 years. 20, even before that, when I started writing in the 70s. So why not? Why not do it? Worst people can say is, Yvonne, are you crazy? No, we're not going to join your little band of merry men and women. But I contacted this one and I said, okay, this is what I'm doing. And she said, Okay.
I'm in.
I'm in. Whatever you want, I'm in. So here we are.
Defying the establishment, I'm in.
Yeah. And again, we're not apologetic. We refuse to be apologetic. And I'm going to tell you, Andrea will tell you, I use every cotton picking social media resource out there. I go out and find them.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
And anybody that has been on my page knows that I am constantly marketing these authors. Andrea's books were published way back when mine were. She pulled them all off, and we started all over again with new covers, new marketing, new social media. Now we're doing lives. We'll go to YouTube. We used to do Blog Talk Radio. They decided to go. That was the worst thing they could do.
And I don't understand that because they were really famous.
They were, and I had 500,000 followers.
Well, I believe it because your Blog Talk was fun.
Yeah. We don't get serious, do we?
I mean, even serious, it was fun. It was still fun. I mean, I was on some Blog Talk interviewers doing interviews with them that I had to carry the entire interview. They didn't even know what to ask me or anything. It was just like, okay, this is turned into the Andrea Van Scoy Hour, so here we go.
I'm holding my head in disbelief. Did they not watch Johnny Carson as children, or was it before their time?
I don't know. I don't know if it was just lack of knowledge of how to use a radio stage, right? I don't know what it was, but you and we always had fun. We would run over and people would be like, no, I keep going.
You were so right. So see, now we got
you telling me more than once. Oh, we're running over. We gotta go. We gotta cut this or we're gonna get cut off.
And we did that many times. So what we're gonna do now is I'm going to use her as my guinea pig, and we're going to create on YouTube, because I know we can do this. There is no doubt in my mind that we can do this. And then I put it on the WordPress site, I put it up on Substack, I put it up on Instagram, I put it up on Twitter, Blue Sky. There's another one that's brand new that I'm using. I can't remember its name. I have it logged in, so I just click on it and up it comes. All on the Facebook accounts. So with that being said, I want you to tell these folks all the books that we have done and what they're about.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. You took the two, which was my original Borders bestseller in 2005. Yep. That was the one that got me followed by the police in my hometown. That was the one that shocked the snotty bookstore owner who did not want a self-published author. That was my first book, self-published. Did not want a self-published author in her bookstore. And it came to me after I hit the Borders #1 bestsellers list, which, by the way, spawned this hate thread that was started about me on this one website, this author saying, you're not a bestseller. And I'm like, you need to check with Borders, because yeah, I was actually. I didn't say that, but I thought, you know what, you can't convince someone when they're so deep in their own delusion.
You can't.
So I just left it alone. Yeah. But yeah, she comes up to me and says, I don't know how someone like you managed to do it, but you just hit #1 on the Borders bestsellers list. Congratulations. Then she couldn't have me in her store enough, because she put the books up and they'd disappear. So that was my first book. Then came A Man of Two Worlds, which was sadly in and out of movie production 3 times. Blocked every time in production companies. Champagne, as my dad used to say, God rest him, champagne taste and beer bottle pocketbooks. Mm-hmm. Wanted to make the movie, couldn't make the movie, would have never been able to make the movie. That one won the now, I think, defunct Predators and Editors Award many times. And then there was Michael. That got me twice FBI profiled. And yeah, and Then playing devil's advocate, which we've decided to let sleeping dogs lie with that one. Playing devil's advocate was the one that got me a credible death threat at a convention I went to. Guy started sending me hate emails about a week before the convention. If you show up at this convention, you're going to die.
Okay.
And I'm, stupid me, of course. I'm like, yeah, bring it, dude, whatever. Turns out the guy did show up and was stopped at the door.
Okay. You see, ladies and gentlemen, the fun things we get into, it just follows us. We can't help it.
Oh, yeah. And then I switched from horror to more gothic, and I've got some gothic poetry books on the market and some gothic short story collections on the market. And then I found you. And then I was like, oh, here we go. You want this? You want this? You want this? So you have got all of my vampire tales.
Yep.
Plus Tales from the Blackford Manor.
Yep.
Which I believe is one of my best vampire works ever. That one's more comfortable than the others. It's more like you almost feel like you're in a community of vampires and reading their stories and seeing how they are. And I even have all the character profiles. I have the character names, their backgrounds. I have everything. I mean, I went all out with the Blackford Manor vampires. And now I'm resurrecting old short stories and sending you those too.
And we're going to publish them. What I'm thinking about is, because the last two you sent me, I want to put your books in hardcover, and they have to be 79 pages or more before I can put them in hardcover. So I'm thinking, as you send me these short stories, I'm going to put them in a compilation.
Oh, that would be cool.
So that I can put them in hardcover. Of course, and I want to put them in paperback, but I want them to be thick enough that it's worth somebody's time. I'll go ahead and put them up on Kindle as standalone, and on audio as standalone.
Yeah.
And then compile them into compilations so that when somebody wants them in hardcover paperback, they feel, yeah, I got my money's worth out of this.
Yeah, because that would be really cool, because there are two different type stories. It
Yeah.
Came with the Rain is like an apocalyptic dystopian zombie story, and then Fables and Fate, Lycanthropy, is just a supernatural, almost ghost story.
So see, ladies, she's as twisted as I am. I'm telling you, the woman is twisted. That's why we get along so well.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I'll never forget our trip to Spirit. I'm surprised we didn't get thrown out of there.
They wouldn't dare.
I know that.
They would not dare. So, in our journey, we have traveled parallel journeys, both in our writing and in caring for our spouses. I lost mine in 2008. How is yours doing?
He has his good days and his bad days. He's doing better than he should be after 5 heart attacks, prostate cancer, and being a diabetic. I call him my Terminator because there's just no killing him.
That I understand. Yeah. As long
He's
as
doing much better than he should be. That's our private joke, because he's had 5 heart attacks, 3 of them widowmakers, and I'm still not a widow yet. He's got 5 stents.
wow.
Yeah, and he's still rocking and rolling and kicking along. 71 years old, doesn't look it, doesn't act it. He's still going.
It's not his time yet.
No, it's really not, and we can't travel because of his health, because he is prone to blood clots. He is on blood thinners and things, but we make the most of every day that we have.
And that's what I used to tell Jack, is this is the hand we're dealt. You can either spend the rest of it in the bottomless well of self-despair, or we'll play this hand out till the end and take what we have and be happy with it.
That's what we do.
I am so proud of you. I am so proud that you have decided to come back to the world of writing to show a whole new generation of readers what you're made of and what you've got, because I was looking back. We have sold some books of yours.
Really?
Yeah. Tales.
I had no idea.
Well, I was going to wait till I talked to you to tell you. Tales from Blackwood Manor, someone downloaded it on digital. There were a couple others, I can't remember. The two, I think, was either downloaded or bought in paperback. So we're getting you back out there.
Good. Good. I'm so glad that someone picked up Tales from the Blackford Manor, because like I said, that, to me, next to probably Fallen from Shadow, Found in Grace, I think Tales from the Blackford Manor is my really jewel in my crown of vampire.
So what you and I need to do now is collaborate on, I've already put together one video, but collaborate on another video. I can't talk anymore. It's too late in the afternoon, for Tales from the Blackwood Manor, and put the characters up and their backstory and put it to some of your music that's longer than 30 seconds.
Oh, well, I got into music too while I was retired, so I have got goth, just your standard like dark wave, cold wave, neoclassical goth music, plus I've got goth industrial. So I have got some music, and you're welcome to all of it.
Okay, you need to tell the folks where you can find this music, because I know it's up there somewhere.
It is. It's on my website. And I know you'll provide everyone my website address, so all they have to do is go visit it, and the music is listed first. And then guess who's listed right under the music? That would be you.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
You have your own tab on my website. Midnight Publishing.
So what I want you to do is put it on Midnight Publishing's page.
Okay.
And then what I can do is I can copy it over to the website, because I've already got you a page under your author page, and I need to put that website there too.
Okay. Well, I will send it to you, and I'll put it on Midnight Publishing.
See,
that way everybody can see it, and they can see all of my music. They can see all of my books from you, because like I said, you've got your own. When they click on the Midnight Publishing tab on my website, it takes you to your very own link tree that I made for Midnight Publishing, and there's all the books.
See, she's so good to me. She just treats me so well. So
yes,
wonderful.
I do. Well, because you and I know that back in the day, that's how we did it, and as far as we're concerned, that's how it should still be done, because it still works.
Exactly. Because I'm going to tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, and Andrea and Glenn Stripling, who is in our room and listening, can attest to the fact that many, many years ago, 2006, 2007, there were only a handful of us that started this explosion of independent authors, and we did it because we banded together, we supported each other, we promoted each other, we encouraged each other, and when one of us got down, the rest of us lifted that one up. And that's how we have been successful down through the years. 8 times I've been on television, on the ID channel, and on two channels out of Europe, all because I knew how to market. This one knows how to market. Andrea knows how to market. We know how to find ways to get us out there. Are our books for everybody? No, they are not. And we don't expect them to be. But she has a following, I have a following, and every time we put a book out there, we get someone new that hasn't read us or heard us or even knew we were out there until now. I write a whole plethora of genres. I don't stick with one genre because my mind goes crazy and it won't let me. Andrea, she's now doing, I don't know what you would call it, with the murder at Saxton Groves. Are we calling them short stories? Are we calling them murder mysteries? Are we calling them...
Many murder mysteries. My Archibald Limmer series
yes.
is, I think, the first of its kind. It's a collection of mini murder mysteries, and I'm working on the newest one for you, too. I've already got one story done. I've got like 20 more to go, and then it'll be on its way to you.
See, this is, again, she writes this under... A.D. Scoyoc. She doesn't write under Andrea Dean Van Scoyoc. She writes those under A.D. Scoyoc. So she has a pseudonym for those books. And again, don't turn your nose up at it if you haven't tried it. That's what my mama used to tell me when she would set new food in front of my face. Take a bite, try it. Don't say you don't like it if you haven't cracked open the book. And speaking of cracking open books, another thing that the Big Six does, and again, being a reader since I was 5 years old, they've gotten lazy with their book covers. They just slap together a book cover. I can't tell you the books that I refuse to pick up because the book cover doesn't reach out and grab me. Andrea will tell you, my book covers are not boring.
No, they are not. They are beautiful. They are absolutely beautiful.
Because I read the book before I make the cover. As I'm reading the book and formatting the book, I'm seeing it's like a movie in my head. And in the middle of the night, the cover goes, here I am, make me.
Well, you know what's so funny about that is because that was how I always have written my books.
Yes.
It's a movie playing in my head. And while it's playing in my head, I'm writing it out. So I'm doing the movie and then the script. It's like reverse order.
The book I'm working on now, Murder in the Village, well, it's based on the village idiots that live here where I live. So I'm in the shower one night, minding my own business, trying to figure out how this plot's going to go, and this voice pops in my head and says, guess what? We're coming to play. And I'm going, no, you're not. This is not about you this time. But if you don't come play, then you can't finish the book. It was my 3 drag queens.
Oh my gosh.
So they had to come play in this Murder in the Village.
Oh.
Yes, Penelope, Lola, and Vicky, I'm talking about you guys. You know, Penelope's a real person.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, there's no ignoring them. There never has been.
No, they...
We wrote the first When Fates Collide. There has been no ignoring them.
They are so selfish.
But they're so fun.
They
so
are.
We overlook them.
They are. They really are. Okay, let's back up to When Fates Collide. I had written a book called The Pink Canary because one of my best friends in the world, his name's Peter Fondura. Yes, Peter, I'm talking about you. Always told me that he wanted to die in a plane crash so that he would have notoriety in the afterlife. So I decided that I would write a story about a drag queen. And the way it came about, I'm taking a friend of mine to the airport in Melbourne, and she sends her husband this text and starts just laughing hysterically. And I said, what's going on? And she said, well, I'm sending Scott this text message, and I told him I saw a pink canary, but it came out pink canary. Well, then this voice goes, yes, please, my name is Lola, and I own a Key West drag club. So I gave her my phone and I said, here, take dictation while I'm driving. So out of that, the Pink Canary was born. Now, the main character's name is Lola, and she is a PI by day and a drag queen by night. Or is it the other way around? We don't know. Anyway, as I started researching this book, I contacted some drag queens and asked for help because I wanted this book to be real. I didn't want to get into a culture I didn't know anything about and insult the culture. So Vicky Lang, God love her, said, yes, please, I will help you. So she's also in our books. So The Pink Canary was born. It's about my PI down in Key West, and he owns the Pink Canary. Well, Penelope, a.k.a. Peter, is the door greeter. Well, she wants to be on stage, but she can't carry a tune in a bucket. But she is funny. So the 3 of them show up, and the second book that Andrea and I collaborated on, the first one was When Fates Collide. It's about a bounty hunter and a sidekick, and her character's a sidekick. That's a whole new story. So then we started When Fates Collide, Mardi Gras Bound. And here come the 3 queens. And they had to play. And this one is laughing so hard she can't write because what I'm sending her is making her laugh. And as she's sending it, the dialogue will just, yeah. I would say depends is a necessary
Oh, yes. Depends, and the bathroom, because the Depends won't hold for long.
No, they won't. No, no. The third one, When Fates Collide, Arm Candy, they show up there too because they go to St. Martin. And the dialogue is so funny. Everybody that has read those 3 books tell me, Yvonne, we just can't.
I know. I know. The dialogue is just amazing. Well, you and I have always played off each other like that.
Yeah, from day one.
So, it was just natural.
And then I did Shady Rest, and it's about these 3 people of a certain age who decided to move into an assisted living home because they'd heard things were happening, and they wanted to solve crimes. And guess who shows up? The drag queens. They think they got to be in every book now. So Peter, aka Penelope, you don't have to die in a plane crash, honey. You're forever in infamy and books.
Yes. Immortalized. Absolutely immortalized.
They're insane. I'm telling you, these drag queens are insane. So we need a 4th When Fates Collide, because I keep being asked when. And the one that I was working on is not working, so we got to start over.
Okay, well, that's cool. We can do that. Well, we had one started many years ago about a certain person that messed us both over.
That is true.
And we found out that somebody was using this person and giving them accolades, and we were like, no, that's not what this person is about. This person is as shady as a tree-lined street.
I would say shadier.
Yes. Yes. Cheated me out of every penny of royalties I made. I did not get one check.
Neither did I. And do you know, I find things out. They are in Michigan and opened up a marketing service.
Oh, I can only imagine what a disaster that is.
Oh, yeah. See, ladies and gentlemen, we've circled back around to, as indie authors, you've got to be careful. You've got to be very, very careful, because what looks good on the internet is not always true.
Yeah, the old saying, all that glitters isn't gold.
Yeah. There's several kind of publishers. There's a vanity press, and they say, oh yeah, we will print your book for nothing. However, when you sign the contract, you have to buy, 100, 300 books that you'll never sell?
Exactly.
And it winds up costing you thousands of dollars. So they sit in a closet. Then you have people like the person we had that are great salesmen, but they're con artists.
Yes, promise you the moon and the stars, and we'll split everything with you 50-50, and yeah.
But then
every penny goes in their pocket.
And to make matters worse, you know what happened? The girl that was my PA got into a romantic involvement with him. Yes. He left his wife, she left her husband, and they moved to Michigan.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, I could have written a book about that. I could have written that story.
Oh yes, yes we could, because we remember that, because we were hip deep in that.
Yep.
And remember the old. We're waiting for the books, but the printer in Tennessee had to shut down, and I called the printer in Tennessee and said, did you have to shut your printing presses down because it got too hot? I thought that, because that was what I was told, the books hadn't been printed yet because it was too hot and they had to shut the printing presses down.
Oh, my Lord.
Yes, and so I called, and I thought the guy was going to laugh me off the phone. And he says to me, ma'am, we can't shut our printing presses down because it gets too hot. If that were the case...
They never print anything.
That's what he said. He said, we would never print a book, let alone many.
And
And so
again,
then I called that certain person on the phone and got into a screaming match with him and told him he was a liar and told him he was a few other things. And that was when everything fell apart.
and I don't mind giving his name out. Do you?
Do what?
I don't mind giving his name out. Do you?
No, absolutely not. Because people should be warned.
His name is Vernon Firestone.
Yes, people should be warned.
And if any of you out there are now with him, beware. Because he is not a nice person. He took, and it wasn't just Andrea and I that he took to the cleaners. It was 7 of us.
Was it that many? See, I never did get the whole story. I just knew it was me and you, but I didn't know about anybody else.
Yeah, it was about 7 of us. And what he did is he took every one of our royalties. He had an affair with my PA. They were both married. She left a 15-year-old daughter here in Florida to move to Michigan with him.
Wow. Did you get the checks in the mail thing like I did?
Oh yeah, the check was I've never seen a check so long to come, and it never came.
Well, I've been waiting over 20 years. Well, no, not 20 years. It's been what, 15?
Yeah, we've both been waiting 15 years. I guess it's coming Pony Express. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess they had to go back to the Old West and raise the ponies and teach the kids how to ride, and yeah.
So understand, ladies and gentlemen, when Andrea and I tell you that we have run a gamut with this industry, we have. We have not only run the gamut, but we have broken the glass ceiling of indie publishing. We have made indie authors a household name.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. And it drove me into retirement, but I still have to say I don't regret any of it, because it's like someone told me, and it really hit home and made me glad that I came out of retirement. Someone said to me, authors like you walked so the new generation of us authors could run.
There you go. So what we're telling you guys now is 2 things. One, you're never too old to make your dream real. I was 54 when I started bounty hunting and started college. I was 55, 56 when I published my first book. Haven't stopped. That was with a sick husband. Andrea started late in life publishing.
I was 35 when I hit bestseller.
So, see, it's never too late. And you got to want it bad enough. And this is what I ask people. I'm sure you get it too, Andrea. Well, I want to write a book. I have a book. Well, okay, why not? What's stopping you?
Exactly.
How bad do you want this? Is it just something that you say in passing because you see other people doing it? Or is it something that you have such a passion for that it keeps you up at night? I know it keeps us up at night.
Oh, it does. Oh, my gosh. My husband can tell you. I'll get up. My husband's like, no, let it go. Let it go. It's not going anywhere. And I'm like, yeah, it might run away. And he's like, it'll be there tomorrow.
And more times than not, it's gone. It went someplace else, and then it comes back, and then it goes.
Back, yeah. And then I'm frantically writing, and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, it came back. And he's like, oh, my gosh. But yeah, what you're saying is absolutely true, and I can confirm that, and I'll tell you how I can confirm that and how I know I am backing up every single word that you say, because every single word that you are saying is true, and I know that because I've lived it. I got into hobby filmmaking, and I fell in with the filmmaking crowd for a while, and then I got, well, I'd like to make some movies with you, but we can't seem to coordinate. I need to do this. I need to do that. I'm like, okay, well, do you have a phone? Yeah. Does it have video capability on the phone? Yeah. Then you go out and you film. And you work around. well, there's not really what I need. You work around. You might have to settle, per se, but you work around it. I went out in my backyard and filmed a little tiny apocalypse movie. I called it After the End, or The End is something. I filmed it like 10, 12 years ago. Out in my backyard. Just out there in the backyard. Just found like a couple places in the fence that had holes in it, and filmed that. Found a couple of dead plants, filmed those, and made it into a little mini movie. And if people want to do something today, there is absolutely no reason you can't, and you don't have to have a bunch of fancy filters. My first film that I ever made with 3 of my friends got accepted, and it was filmed in a local cemetery. I filmed it in black and white, filmed it in color, turned it black and white, got accepted into a major film fest in Malta.
I remember that.
Yeah. And I didn't have any idea what I was doing. I did the same thing with my music. I was not going to go out and buy music, so I scoured public domain for public domain music, which is why I'm such a big campaigner now I went on TikTok and used some of my public domain music that I had, and somebody had laid claim to it. And I'm always on YouTube, and I haven't, because I can't figure TikTok out really. I haven't found a way to report it, but I'm all about reporting people and contacting public domain people who have dedicated their music to the public domain and saying, this person is stealing your music, they're putting their name on it, because once something is public domain, you cannot copyright it, and people are doing that. And people would go out and they would say, well, I can't afford to buy music. And I'm like, that's why you don't buy music.
You create it.
Public domain. If you're like me and you have 0 musical talent, you mix it. You put it together. You do all kinds of things with it. And that's why I offer that service to people now. Because I tell people, you don't buy music, because if you don't have the money to be a filmmaker to begin with, and you have to make films the way we do, guerrilla filmmaking, if they want to call it, and you spend all this money on music, okay, well, great. What's the music going to get you?
Nothing.
People aren't going to watch the film to listen to the music. They want to see the film.
Exactly.
So there goes all your budget for the next film you were going to do.
See, people, you learn things all the time. Glenn Stripling, he says, I think I read about that man on Writer Beware site. Victoria Strauss is good at keeping an eye on crooks like this. Victoria Strauss must be his PA. So this goes into what Andrea is saying. You have to be aware.
Yes.
And you have to educate yourself. We as indie authors know that our books are pirated every day. Every day our books are pirated. There's too many sites to keep up with them. My philosophy is this. If you want to steal it, steal it. But you know what's going to happen? I'm a very patient person, and karma will get you. Big time.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
And when it does, honey, it is going to hurt you. So before anyone out there thinks, well, I'll just go and collect this music, and my advice is don't. Number one, how can someone be proud of something they did not deliver themselves?
Right. Which is why I tell everyone, I make it very, very clear when I do my music, I tell everyone, and I will proudly tell people, I have 0 musical talent. All of my music is either public domain or AI. And people have kind of given me a sideways eye, and I say, okay, well, here's why. And this all goes back to, it's never too late. And if you want to do something, do it. I have been writing poetry / song lyrics since I was 10 years old. And I have been acclaimed for my poetry. It has appeared on greeting cards. It has appeared on websites. It has appeared in motion pictures. I have been trying to find bands to network with that I have written songs for. Here, all I want is credit. You make all the money you want off of it. I just want credit. No one would network with me. It has taken 30 years. But thanks to the advent of AI, I have now seen all of my song lyrics that I have ever written as music.
Nice.
And I tell people, AI, you have a problem with it? That's just it. Your problem.
And the thing with AI is this. Yes, it is artificial intelligence. But then again, there are some people out there that need artificial intelligence to help them do what they do. It's not because they're lazy. It's not because they don't know better. If the tool is used right, like Andrea uses it, then it works for the artist. I have sent Andrea some things that I have created through Copilot, and some of the artwork that I use on her books, I create between Adobe and Copilot, because I'm going to tell you what, the big six, they do it too.
Of course they do it too. Anybody that thinks that and I will go on record and say this for whatever it's worth or whatever people want to make out of it. I'm totally pro AI, and that is because, now imagine if I had done like so many other people I know. Well, I guess my lyrics are just going to sit around. Maybe one day someone will find them locked in an old box somewhere and do something with them. Does that sound like me to you?
No.
So I took advantage of AI. And what's so sad is a lot of the bands that I contacted were just getting started. This goes back to you and I being marketing mavens.
Yeah.
It's like some of the up and coming people don't see an opportunity when it's presented. Remember back in the day, if anyone contacted us about anything, hey, would you like to appear on this blog? Would you like to be a part of this? We were like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, why not? That's what we do.
It's like I told somebody the other day. The first blog I ever appeared on in 2005, before I ever got published, had like 5 readers a month. One of those readers told somebody who told somebody about me. The next thing I know, I went to another blog that didn't have that many readers, but a pretty famous author had gotten her start on that blog.
Right.
I went on that blog because he had heard of me from this other blog with only 5 readers. He accepted my story, and like that, there I was.
And this is how it came about. This
is why you take advantage of every single networking opportunity that comes your way.
And it doesn't matter if it's a small opportunity. As an investigator, the smallest thread will lead you to a conclusion. Something that seems totally insignificant will lead you to a conclusion. One should never, ever, ever discount something, no matter how small. And this is why people say, Vaughn, why do you do this? Why are you not charging these people to publish their books? I'll tell you why. Because many, many years ago, people took a chance on me. Does it take my time? Yeah, it does take my time. But guess what? I got nowhere to go and all day to get there. Why not continue helping the group of people that I belong to. This is home for me. Andrea will tell you, we are comfortable in our skin. We don't have to get paid for publishing authors. Case in point, you know Sherry Ann Richardson's book, The Chocolate Lover's Garden?
Yeah, I saw that. That is such a cute cover.
Thank you. That girl has waited 25 years to see that book in print.
That's awesome.
She has been rejected so many times. And when she came to me with the book, it was almost apologetically. I said, why are you apologizing? Yeah, send it to me. I'll make it happen. And this is why we do it, because someday, ladies and gentlemen, all that we're going to have left after we're gone is how we made other people feel. I make Andrea laugh every time I send her something, or she sends me something, or I send her a book cover. She laughs because we're in each other's head 99% of the time, even after all these years. She lives on the West Coast, I live on the East Coast. It doesn't matter. We've been together for so long that it doesn't matter. We think too much alike. But,
yeah, we do. We're in each other's brain pans continuously. And, you know, that is absolutely true. And people, and let me throw my own behind you just to drive this point home. Remember when I had my magazine, Twisted Dreams?
Yep. Love that magazine.
Yeah, that was so much fun. And I started it because when you contacted the big magazines, you're lucky if they even got back with you.
Yep.
And then you'd wait 6-8 months. Yeah, this doesn't really fit what we're looking for. Okay, well,
what are you looking for?
Exactly, because you would read their guidelines and it's like, okay, I did all this. So I started Twisted Dreams, and I remember I got a submission one time. And you remember, I would take just about anything.
Yep.
It was weird, creepy, macabre, out there. And somebody even sent me something once saying, this has been rejected by every single publisher or magazine I sent this to, and I'm sending it to you because I know you'll take it. It's right up your alley. And I did. And the person wrote me back and said, I knew you were going to take it because you take weird things like that no one else wants. I'm like, yeah, that's what Twisted Dreams is all about. But I got contacted by this one author, and he said, when he contacted me back after I sent him the contract, he said, I can never thank you enough. He said, you were my last hope. He said, if you rejected my story, I was going to give up writing. He said, because I figured it wasn't meant to be. He said, so you saved my career. And I said, no, I didn't save your career. All I did was give you a new perspective that you just needed to keep hunting for someone who was out there and was ready for your story. And he became a regular in my magazine. But he was ready to give up because he had been rejected so many times.
Yep, been there, done that.
That was good. So I don't know what these other places were looking for.
Okay. Most magazines that say they're twisted, macabre, look for the unusual, they really don't. They really want to regurgitate what has already been out there.
Or they want macabre and twisted as it fits their standards.
There you go. Watered down. Look, with Twisted and Macabre, that's why it's called Twisted, Macabres, and Misfits, because we don't fit anybody's standard. Here in the village, bless them, they have nicknamed me Boots because you never see me without my boots. That's all I wear. And the clothes that I wear, they say, Yvonne, why don't you wear something besides black? Well, to me, black is a color. It means I have a colorful mind. So black is a color. But I don't live to other people's standards any more than Andrea does. We are comfortable with who we are, with what we write, with how we write it, and how we market it. We are not worried about what the masses think. Maybe not so much the masses, but the minority think. You either take us or you don't. We don't care. Because we're not writing for fame and fortune. We're writing because if we don't, we'll go insane. Am I right?
Oh, you are right.
That's why we write. And that's why you should write. Whether it's painting a picture, writing lyrics to a song, doing poetry, writing short stories, writing a novella, writing a novel, designing clothes, whatever it is that you can't not do because it would drive you crazy if you don't, then do it. Don't do it with the intention of, oh, I'm going to make a fortune. Write it with the intent of, this is who I am. If nobody reads it but my family, that's okay. Right?
In my case, I told my mother she's never ever to read my books.
Well, there is that.
I think my mother would keel over if she read my books. I'd give them to her and I'd be like, you can't read this. Just put it on a shelf somewhere.
Just look at the these, ofs, and thens.
Just look at the cover.
Don't open it, because her books can get a little bit way over on the twisted and macabre side, but that's okay. That's how her mind works.
Yeah.
So before we shut this thing down, we will make a date to do a YouTube. I will put this up, and look, go on Amazon and look up The Two Tales from Blackford Manor, A Man of Two Worlds. What else have I got of yours?
Oh my gosh, what don't
Sundown, A Vampire's Reprieve, Fallen
Yes.
from Shadow, Found in Grace. That was the first book she sent me, and when I sent her the cover, I thought she was going to come through the phone. What else have I got? The When Fates Collide series.
Yeah, we got that. You've got Fables and Fate Lycanthropy. You've got It Came with the Rain, which I wish someone would pick up for like a TV streaming something. That would just be so awesome for us. What else in mind do you have? Oh, you have Michael.
I have Michael, but we're not. Are we going to? Is Michael the one? Are we going to do Michael?
No, we're not doing Playing Devil's Advocate.
Okay.
Yeah, Playing Devil's Advocate was the one that got me hate mail and the threat.
I don't think I have Michael yet.
You do have Michael. Oh, you did?
Send it to me again,
Okay.
just
Okay.
in case.
Yeah,
Maybe I had Michael and just haven't done it yet, but just send it to me again just in case.
Okay, yeah. Playing Devil's Advocate was the one that you read and you were like, no.
Yeah. It if she watered it down, but if she watered it down, then it would ruin the story. But at this point, I don't think the public is ready for that book yet. It is very, very raw. It is very, very graphic, and it is
Disgusting.
it just, very little in my life that I have seen, from dead bodies to autopsies, turned my stomach, but that one almost did.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. That one was the one that the guy showed up at the convention.
and it's not because it's badly written. It's great. It's written beautifully. But it is so graphic that it leaves nothing to the imagination.
Exactly. And would you believe that was a movie that I was tapped to write, and I wrote it out, and the movie producer decided to be a loser and just drop the whole thing, and I'm like, oh no, I did not spend all this time writing this for you to just be like, no.
See? Oh, my Brandy said, hi, Ma. Hi, Andrea.
Oh, hi, Brandy.
That's my daughter. And before we close, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go on a personal note here, since my beautiful daughter is on here. If any of you are of the praying faith, or whatever you do to pray to a higher power, my daughter and her husband, and Andrea, you've been following me, you know what I'm talking about, need lots and lots of prayers. My son-in-law, who has now become a son, has got a 100% aorta blockage in his stomach.
Oh, no.
And 2 doctors have basically told him he's a walking dead man until they can get him down to Emory University in Atlanta to see what, if anything, they can do. Plus, he has a hernia that has completely fallen that needs to be repaired, and he has hernia mesh that needs to be taken out. So, I am asking, humbly, that any of you who pray to a higher power to please add him to your prayer list, because this man took children that he did not biologically conceive, and he's raised these children, and he has been a father, a husband, and a son to all of us. And we love you, John.
Well, you want to hear something that is kind of ironic that you say this? You know, I think we learned a long time ago, there's no such thing as coincidence.
Nope.
Everything just kind of fits together like puzzle pieces. It's just a matter of putting the pieces together. I have, because as you know, I'm an ordained minister.
Right.
Have been since 2009. And I don't know if you've seen on my page or not, because you're so busy on my Facebook page and my Instagram, but I have been called recently, because I've always catered to the off the cuff, off the fringe, the wild, the fringes of society type people in my ministry. I have started a Christian goth church.
I saw that.
So Brandy is welcome to contact me. I will go ahead with this, what I've just heard here, and pray on my own. But anyone who wants prayer, anyone who is goth and feels like they can't go to church, or their church does, even as churches have done me.
Reject them.
Yes. You are welcome at Crowhaven Chapel.
There you go. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will end today's Facebook Live. This thing will go up everywhere. I love you, my dear, dear friend.
I love you too. I'm so glad I got to see your beautiful face again. It's been too long.
Way too long. So send me Michael again, and we'll set up one on YouTube and get you on the YouTube. But I think this is going to work out well today.
Yes, it will.
I love you, darling.
Love you too.
Bye.
All right.